At it again, and I've got two videos for you guys today in this one, so make sure you stick around for it. But before we get into it, hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right, join the family, and make sure you are following me on social media. Those links are down below in the description box. All right, and with that being said, let's dive in.
I have kind of a maybe complicated question. I agree with some of the points you made, and I kind of disagree. You mentioned earlier something about like the love yourself movement is just really bad. And I would say I agree with like a lot of self-reflection and like gives so much anxiety and depression to our generation because it's all just like me all the time. But at the same time, like, do you feel like there's a balance between loving yourself? Because I know that's helped me and that's helped many people be more comfortable with themselves and not have anxiety and have more, you know, comfortability with the people around.
Hold on, say that again.
And I kind of disagree. You mentioned earlier something about like the love yourself movement is just really bad. And I would say I agree with like a lot of self-reflection and like gives so much anxiety and depression to our generation because it's all just like.
Why? That's kind of weird. Quick question, an honest question. Why are things like depression and anxiety such a big thing? I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong. I feel like that's a new age kind of thing. Like more younger folks are, you know, always talking about depressed and anxiety and all of these other things. I feel like older generations, like, yeah, I'm sure depression existed and was a real thing, but it wasn't as prevalent. You know, like you just said, reflecting upon yourself and, you know, self-assessing is anxiety. Like it gives young folks anxiety. I'm like, why? But listen, maybe I'm wrong. This is a genuine question. If anybody knows any statistics or if anybody is in that field of work, talk to me, please. I'm honestly curious about all of this.
Me all the time. But at the same time, like, do you feel like there's a balance between loving yourself? Because I know that's helped me and that's helped many people be more comfortable with themselves and not have anxiety and have more, you know, comfortability with the people around them and themselves. Like, do you feel like there's like, you have to be extreme one way or another, or like there's.
I'm glad it helped you. That's awesome. But
I definitely feel like there's more of a, before he gets to his answer, I definitely feel like there should be more of a balance. And I feel like a lot of people have taken things to the extreme. For example, we're going to hop back into the video really shortly. It would be detrimental for me to say, hey, I love myself and I am perfect the way that I am, knowing that, you know, I'm 400 pounds. You know, like that's detrimental. But we have folks that have that type of mindset. And I feel like that's the extreme. Like you can love yourself, but also be realistic with yourself. Self-assessment is key, or self-awareness is a major key. You have to be self-aware enough to know me being 400 or 500 pounds is not healthy or safe. You know, I can love myself, but be real with myself and know, hey, you need to lose some weight, son. Like you're getting a big bit. I mean, I'm getting a little chubby right now myself. Now, granted, I'm not 400 pounds, okay, but I'm definitely overweight. It doesn't mean I don't love myself. It doesn't mean I'm like depressed or sad or anything like that. It just means, hey, I'm keeping it real. Like I need to drop some pounds, okay? But let's hear what Charlie has to say about it.
I don't think we should teach it to our children, right? So
okay.
I'll give you an example. If a poster said something like, in a 4th grade classroom, you're perfect the way you are.
It's a lie.
Do you think that's a good message? Like, what would your opinion? Just think about it.
I disagree with that, no.
You disagree with it?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, you and me both, right? We agree.
Yeah,
because to tell a 4th grader you're perfect the way you are, why would they go to school, right? Like, why would they keep on studying and why would they keep on improving? Now, what you're getting at, though, is being gentle towards oneself and not being harsh on oneself. That's different than self-love, because I'm a big believer in self-respect. And that's completely different than self-love. I always want to make sure I have respect towards myself. Self-love is narcissism. Self-respect is I don't want to do a series of behaviors or choices where I might look at myself in the mirror and say I'm not happy the way I acted. Does that make sense? So self-love can get into hyper-Eastern infatuation with your own being and the energy within, which if it helps you, praise God. I know it's helped a lot of people, but I don't think we should teach our children that. I think it could do a lot more damage than good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Makes sense. Self-respect over self-love. I like that. I can agree with that for sure. All right, now let's dive into the second clip that I have for you guys. Let's check it out.
What do you think is the most important message that can come from the Hispanic community towards both parties?
Thank you for being here. I think Hispanics need to yell from the rooftops that we're not going to put up with white liberal domination of American society. And I say white liberal intentionally because there is a disproportionate amount of the nonsense that just is venom in our society from a small group of white liberals that tell Hispanic and black people that they must live a certain way. And so the one thing I would love to see the
AOC trying to change the Hispanic language to non-masculine or feminine. Latinx. Instead of Latina or Latino. Like, who are you to try to change someone's entire language? Like, stop it. Stop it with the nonsense. Come on, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hispanic community do is reassert itself as being a parents' movement, loving their children, and traditional values. It is insane, I think, that we teach kids that men can become pregnant. And I think every Hispanic in America agrees. I would love to see even more I don't know if you agree, this Latinx thing, I think is the most insane thing. It comes from a white liberal, is what it comes from. Mm-hmm. And so I would love to see kind of that opposition movement, and both parties, this is what I would love to see Hispanics say, is stop taking our culture as if it's something for your own political purposes. I don't think conservatives are doing that at all. I think that liberals do it all the time. They think they own Hispanics. They think they control them. They think they can tell them what to do. They use it as political footballs all the time. And I want Hispanics to say, you know what? You don't own us, actually. We're our own community, and we love our children. We love God. We love hard work. We love the police, and you don't represent us. That's what I'd love to see from the Hispanic community. Really quick. We're running out of time.
It comes across very condescending and arrogant, and it comes across as if we're not capable of doing things.
I agree. God bless you. Thank you.
Facts. And you know, crazy thing is, if you sit down with like some older black folks, like they're typically and you know, crazy thing is, if you sit down with, and I can speak to this because obviously I've sat down amongst them, but if you sit down, especially with like the older black folks, they have Christian conservative values. If you actually just sit down and have a conversation with them, but Democrats have brainwashed them so much that they believe that they should vote Democrat and not Republican. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And you know, from what I've heard, I can't speak to this as a fact. If we have any Latinos in the comment section, let me know, or Latinas. I feel like the older Latin community is the same way. Has the same type of values in their homes and in their personal lives. It's just Democrats have just done a good job at brainwashing folks, unfortunately. And like I said, I don't. As far as the Latin side goes, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just basing that on what I've seen and what I've heard in some of these videos that we've checked out together, and some that I've checked out on my own personal time. Actually, I think I got another video that we're gonna be checking out real soon about that topic as well. But yeah, any of my Latin brothers and sisters out there, type it up in the comment section. Let us know. But I could definitely speak on that from the black perspective and say it is a fact, especially in the older black community. A lot of Christian conservative values. Now, obviously, you know, the younger you get, you know, you kind of lose that a little bit. But with the older generations, that's definitely there. It's just been brainwashed that, hey, you vote Democrat or you don't vote at all, which is just really, really unfortunate for obvious reasons. One of the main reasons being, I mean, you devalue yourself by having such a mindset, you know. Only voting Democrat or not voting at all, what's the incentive for Democrats to do anything for you? They know that either you're going to still vote for them or you're not going to vote at all, meaning, hey, even if they don't get your vote's not going over to the other side of the political aisle. you have to threaten them with voting for the other side of the political aisle in order for them to do something. But hey, you know, this is why Republicans are set up for a fantastic 2024 run, because Democrats are feeling comfortable. They're feeling great. They ignored, excuse me, goodness gracious, I couldn't talk there for a second. They ignored the fact that they lost the popular vote, and they don't think Republicans are going to adjust. They think their same old messaging and the same old thing that they've been doing is going to work. And I sit here today and I can say I strongly believe that it is not. If they continue to do what they are doing and things continue to get worse, they're going to have a rude awakening when their whole plan comes crumbling down. And, you know, Uncle Trump gets back into office and absolutely drains the crap out of the swamp. You know, gets all of these swamp monsters out of there. Makes sure the game never has to be played again by anybody. Now, obviously, leading up to and during, we're going to have to play the same game that they're playing. We already know that. I've spoken about that time and time again. But afterwards, make sure the game never has to be played again. And then after Trump, they got to compete with DeSantis. You've already got Democrats coming out and talking about how DeSantis can't be defeated. You got Democrats coming out and saying that. Democrats. Now, maybe that's just, you know, trying to big up DeSantis because they don't want Trump to be out there. But I think it's actually truthful. Who's going to beat DeSantis in 2028? Who? Pete? Mr. Buttigieg? Nah. Kamala? Nah. What's the chick's name? Oh man, why am I drawing a blank? The chick that just ran for governor of Georgia. Oh man, why am I drawing a blank? Is Kathy Hochul? I know that's not who I'm. Stacey Abrams. That's her name. Is it gonna be Stacey Abrams? Absolutely not. She can't even win in Georgia. Is it gonna be Kamala? No, her approval rating is lower than Joe's. Now, maybe some people might forget about her approval rating by 2028, but highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Those videos, I mean, there's video evidence, okay? Who else do they have? Who else they got? They've really got nobody else. Nobody else. Oh, Robert O'Rourke. He's lost 3 times already. That'll just be a 4th. You know what I mean? So they have no one, nobody. Maybe AOC. That might be the only person that they'll have in 2028. AOC. And if that's all you got. Goodness gracious. Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. Y'all be safe out there. I'm out.